Yo,
There he is. How are you? What happened to you? Is that bandages? Oh,
I was just boxing. I'm like trying not to be late.
so wait, are you entering the celebrity boxing world?
Celebrity boxing world now.
Just training.
Street fighting.
Okay.
No, I've been training for some years. I grew up doing martial arts. Um, I, since I was like 5 years old, and so now I'm like training MMA and boxing.
So what like stage are you at? Are you like a pro now, or are you still kind of did you put it off and come back? Can you be
No,
is that so that's what I'm saying?
definitely won't be fighting you anytime soon. But I got hands, but I always been able to fight though. I've been like I always been a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I've been fighting forever. But now I'm getting more technique, and you know, doing it with some regularity. But I kind of fell off a little bit when I went to Africa. So I'm like just making sure I get back on my shit.
So tell me a bit about Ghana, because that was like the start of the year. You kind of started your year out there. And was that your first trip, or because I know you're half Ghanaian, was that like your first homecoming, or?
No, that was my fourth time. That was my fourth time in Ghana. It was my first time going alone, and it was my first time being in Accra. I'm usually in a small town where my father's from. You know what I mean? In the slums mainly. And so this was my first time like being in the city proper.
I love on the new project like your father's like recording. That's such a beautiful like.
I'm glad you knew it was him, because some people were like, they couldn't tell what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's quite clear. I mean, if anyone knows your story, I think it is quite. It's because he's talking about moving to Chicago, like, and his fear of you. I thought it was a really beautiful thing for him to speak on, like, his concern of raising you and like how proud he was of you. Like, how did you get him to do that? Was he like ready, or did you have to coax him?
I interviewed him proper. Like I had some questions that I wanted to ask him, and some directions that I wanted to lead him in, and so I just gave him like my iPhone, and sat across the room with two masks on, and talked to him. I mean, I'm really blessed in that my my parents, man, that they're so supportive and just really brilliant people. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad's a whole PhD. You know what I mean? Like he's a literal genius. Mensa society, unconnected to the name.
Yeah.
They tried to get him down back in the day. They was like, come join our IQ club and shit. Um, and it's giving me like a very unique perspective and worldview, in that I am from this chaotic south side of Chicago, rich with history and also rife with violence and turmoil. But I'm also from Ghana, and I know that, you know what I'm saying? And so although I exist as a Chicagoan, it's like I also have a perspective that includes the world, because Americans, Black Americans in particular, it's been a tool of our destruction, that we are completely disjointed from our heritage, so blind in a way. So I've been lucky to have that direct eyesight, that line of vision.
That's true. Because I think, especially like, I mean, Ghana is a very important place for music, but I think it's very much so become that globally as well. Like nowadays, I mean, I'm speaking from the UK perspective, but we have so much music in our current culture, which is like from Ghana and from the surrounding countries. So it's important.
All y'all are from Ghana and Nigeria.
Mhm.
Y'all whole thing is Ghana and Nigeria. All y'all artists is from Ghana and Nigeria.
And Jamaica, like special mentions to Jamaica.
Okay. Yeah. And Jamaica. But you know what's interesting, man, is that the Jamaicans are from Ghana too.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, um,
The Ashanti.
yeah, it's interesting because Ghana is a small place, man. It's pretty tight, but the global influence is far deeper than most people know. You know, like you said, so many of the British artists are from Ghana. Some of my favorites, like J Hus and Stormzy. You know what I mean? I think they're both Ghanaian.
I think Jay Hunt is Gambian, but yeah, Stormzy is,
Gam-
yeah.
Gambia. Stormzy, yeah, Stormzy's Ghanaian. NSG,
Yeah.
about half of them niggas' last name is Mensa. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then, you know, people in America don't fully realize, and in the Caribbean knows more, but, you know, the majority of the slaves are from West Africa. You know what I mean? So many people in America, so many Black Americans are Ghanaian and Nigerian.
I think there's also, I'm quite fascinated in like the Maroon tribe of like, well, in Jamaica, the Maroons were like the kind of people that freed themselves from slavery. And a lot of them were Ashanti, like they knew that they were Ashanti and from Ghana. So there's a lot of heavy conversation.
Yeah, the Maroons are the truth. I need to do more research on the Maroons, man. You know what I mean? I've always been intrigued to just by that. You know what I'm saying? Like just took their freedom, got up in them hills and mountains, you know.
Exactly. And there's a lot, I love a lot of Jamaican musicians, and I believe Buju Banton is a Maroon. Like a lot of Jamaican musicians identify themselves as Maroon, so they are fully aware of their, yeah. Yeah, but me, we talk about music history all day. I want to talk about your new project, so that's what we're here for. And I have to thank you for that Just Blaze production. That threw me.
Ooh, that beat is hard, right?
But because I listened to the album in order, or the projects in order, so it was the second track because you hear, you know, the jail call, and then I heard that, and I was just like, I'm in like 2000 again. So how did you feel when you heard that beat?
You know, that beat is really interesting because you know, the producer is SC. Well, SC and Just Blaze, they collaborated on it. SC is a Chicago legend, kind of like one of them behind the scenes guys. You know, everybody in Chicago like really knows him. He did a lot of like ghost production for a lot of ghost production for Mobb Deep. You know what I mean? He did like a whole album with Prodigy and shit. And just, you know, he wicked with the sample. So he comes from that lineage of, it's like No ID, Kanye, SC, I think Doug Infinite. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know who's at the top of the thing, but No ID is pretty much the OG of that shit. So the way that them samples is chopped, like that sample chop, that's a SC thing on Victory. But the beat specifically, I think SC and Just Blaze made it like Just Blaze did the drums and he like post produced it, but the original beat they did it at baseline and it's from 2005. The beat is like the beat is literally from 2005 and it's from a Nipsey Hussle mixtape. That's where I know about the beat. It's like the last song on Bullets Ain't Got No Names. It's on one of the Bullets Ain't Got No Names mixtape, one of Nipsey's first mixtapes. And they don't even know how he got the beat. It was uncredited on the mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So then I was at SC's crib and he's playing me beats and I'm like, wait, I remember this beat. He's like, yeah, man, that's the one that was on the Nipsey tape, man. They never even credited us, you know? And I was like, man, let me rap on that, you know? And then Just Blaze came afterwards and just gave it like this fucking massive, you know, overhaul and made it, you know, really powerful.
It's incredible. I mean, I definitely need to listen back to that Nipsey tape if I didn't recognize it. That's so crazy.
I'll find the name of the song, man, and I'll send it to you because it was Nipsey killed it too. I'm trying to remember how he came on that. I don't remember, but I'll send it to you. It was always one of my favorite Nipsey joints, and I didn't even know that S did it.
That's so crazy. But I love how you've kind of, you know, you are definitely new school for Chicago, but then you're still kind of a vet. So it's cool to see you working with people that are like, you know, legends of your city scene as well. And also like Just Blaze is just a legend full stop, you know, even if he's not from Chicago.
No, Just Blaze is definitely one of the premier artists of, you know, of this movement that is hip hop in its totality. And I've been you know, I've been definitely working with like Chicago people, you know what I'm saying? Like pretty much everything that I've been doing as of late, you know what I mean, has been primarily with Chicago people. I worked with my guy Peter Cottontail on the EP. He like did the musical embellishment, you know what I mean, like all the post production and just like changing keys here and adding the outro and you know musicality. You know what I mean? And Chicago is just like you know because you spend so much time in Chicago. You know what I mean? Chicago is a real music place.
But and that's the thing, because I loved even having you have Jeremiah on it as well. And it's like, I mean, you guys have worked together before, but it's like, it sounds like so fresh every time you do it. Like, do you feel that when you're in the studio? Or like, even if you're just working on a track, not together?
Yeah, you know, the Jeremiah thing was really random too, because it was like I had already, you know, done that part and I had my friend Aaron Allen Kane singing on the end of the and Jeremiah was just like hearing the music and he was like he had started harmonizing. He was like, yo, what's this shit? Because he was doing something with Chance that night. And I was like, shit, get in the booth, nigga.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you said that to him.
You already know, hey, look, you gotta know that when you in a session in the studio, somebody starts singing and it sound good, tell them get in the booth, yo. Don't just be doing that in the air. The air can't record you, man. You gotta go get in front of the microphone.
Oh, it's true. And you've also got, of course, Chances on there with Wyclef as well. Like, I didn't realize like you three would sound such, it's like you three should be a group. It's a very natural sound together. Because obviously you and Chance, you know, it's each other's like in, you know, in musical sessions. But was it like weird having Wyclef come into that?
You know, I think we both are hugely influenced by Wyclef. You know what I'm saying? I think you might even be able to hear it more like clearly in Chance's music. Like as I think about it, I'm just like the way he uses his voice, you know what I mean? And it gets thin and it's like, you know, catches those raspy notes. It's very Wyclef-esque. And I just always have been a huge fucking Fugees fan, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming from starting in like a live music background, you know, like a hip hop band, you know what I mean? Like the Fugees is, you know, it's like the Fugees and the Roots. Those are the two foundational kind of hip hop bands, you know, for me. Um, it makes me think, man, I remember there was a time, man, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see the vision, man. It was like when me and Chance was probably like 17 and he played me a song off of like his 10-day mixtape and he was singing and it was all raspy and kind of out of key. And I was like, dog, you can sing better than that. You know, he was like, no, man, you know, it's the feeling in it. And I was like, okay.
I think it's so beautiful, and also because I mean, you know, I don't like to talk about gossip, but there was so much speculation on whether you two were friends anymore, and it must be so frustrating when that's like your real life. Like, boy, you guys grew up together, but like, I think for many, I can speak for many fans that are grateful to see you two on a song together again. You know?
Yeah, 100%, man. You know, I mean, with family, it's like brothers fight and bicker and shit, and above all, it's like, you know, as I've matured and he's matured, um, our relationship has just like, you know, gotten stronger because it's like being really young and you know what I mean, and coming into some fame, some money, and that shit can skew your perspective about what's important. You know what I mean? Like, and I saw that so much with myself. You know what I mean? Like the things that I would be, the shit I had going on when we first met. You know,
Was it 2011? No, it's maybe 12 or 13. Because
that's
that time here.
7 years ago. Because I remember I think I was 20 when I first came to London, and I think you were the first person that I met in London. Did I meet you like across the street from the Soho House or
Yeah.
something?
So you walked outside and my friend saw you and was like, Lily's in there, and you just walked in, and I was like, Vic. Like, I knew you were in town, but we were going to meet later, and you were just like,
No, literally, that was my first 5 minutes in London. I got out of the cab at the Soho House, and I was like, I'm gonna just walk across the street real quick. That was my first 5 minutes, and then I walked over there and I saw you, and I was like, I love this place. It's cracking. Like, I
Isn't
just
it?
made friends in 5 minutes. Like,
Well, I'm afraid we have to wrap now because you're a busy man. There's many people after me. But thank you for pulling up to the Viper party, the 5th birthday we had in Chicago. So we've now done that to both of each other, pull up in each other's cities.
oh, that was a lot of fun, man. And you know what I'm saying? I just want to say that I appreciate you always, you know, for always like showing me love and giving me a chance to you know, to shine and for people to see me. And it's like so inspiring to me to have met you on the street in London 7 years ago and seeing Viper Mag in the physical and been like, man, this is so fresh. And to see like what you've manifested and turned it into is man, it's beautiful. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm going to cry. Well, same to you. You know, I'm always going to be a fan. Just keep being you. And congrats on the project. It's incredible.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.